Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to Occasional Dilemma Gaming. I'm your host, Stando, and this year has been another awesome year in video games. As a matter of fact, I probably played more games this year than I have any other year. Starting the year off strong with a remake of one of PS2's legendary classic games. I played a lot of exclusive for the PS4 this year. I also got a Nintendo Switch at the beginning of the year, which introduced me to some familiar icons that I've just not got to journey with in a very long time. I also took up Microsoft on their Xbox Game Pass deal and got to play a few Xbox exclusive games, and I also took a look at some of the games that were in my back catalog that I missed in recent years. Now, here I find myself at the end of the year easily able to make a top 10 list. But this is my show, and that's just not how we do things. Only 5 games can be considered the best of the rest. Remember, this is my list. It's subjective opinion, and it may not be representative of your list. But, however, I would like to know what your top 5 are. When the video is over, please let me know what your favorite games of 2018 were down in the comments below. For now, let's jump into what are my top 5 games of 2018. Coming in at number 5 is Marvel's Spider-Man. This is by far my favorite iteration of the web slinger. I like how the game is non-stop action with Spider-Man, but at the same time it takes the time to explore Peter Parker's relationships with his friends and family and how that ties into his struggle with the balancing act of being someone with extraordinary powers. The game is not without its flaws, not at all. Like the collectathon open world approach to game design that we see, well, way too often. But at least it is fun to swing around as the old webhead, even despite its flaws. It is, to date, ranked among the best of the comic book hero games in my opinion, and we just don't see enough of them these days. Coming in at number 4 is Shadow of the Colossus. Yes, it's a remake of the beloved PS2 classic, but what a remake it is. The journey of the nameless wanderer is a heartfelt, tragic story that reminds us all of how easy it is to become the villain in order to save the ones we hold most dear. The sheer size and awe of the Colossi in this vast open world, remade from the ground up, it will leave you breathless at its amazing and astonishing beauty. Yes, the game can be frustrating at times as you wonder what you're supposed to do next and how you're supposed to defeat these Colossi, but if you stick to it, man, is the payoff really worth it. My number 3 pick didn't exactly come out this year because it was on a console that I missed out on last year. The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild was a very fun, quirky adventure that hasn't had me this interested in a Zelda title since probably Ocarina of Time on the N64. Link's adventure, once again, follows a lot of the same beats as past games, but it translates very well into an open world format and is more akin to the original Legend of Zelda when it comes to hidden secrets that litter the world at every single turn. It works because it's fun and engaging, which is what games are meant to be first and foremost. I do wish that there were more dungeons and a little less puzzles, as this game leans heavy on the puzzle system and less on the dungeon areas. But it's still a great game, it's still a lot of fun, and at the end of the day, that's what counts. Number 2 isn't going to be that big of a surprise for many of you, as Rockstar Games does what Rockstar Games does best. Great storytelling, a unique world that feels alive with interesting dialogue and characters with an amazing soundtrack to boot. Red Dead Redemption 2 is at long last here, and it lives up to everything I ever wanted for a follow-up to the original Red Dead Redemption. Throughout the game, I wanted so desperately for Arthur Morgan to become his own man and stand up for his beliefs, but I understood his loyalty to the gang and their leader Dutch. It's a fantastic narrative and one of the most immersive open world sandboxes that I have ever played in, and it's no surprise that it was Rockstar to deliver. Number 1 was a shocker for me. Actually, it surprised the hell out of me. I've not been into the God of War franchise simply because I always thought that Kratos was a shitty character with no redeeming qualities that was just angry all the time. Sure, I got the appeal of the games. I know that people love these games because of the sheer spectacle of it all. But I just never have been into the God of War franchise. But I decided to give God of War a chance this year because the trailer showed layers of character building for the angry Spartan, and I'm glad I did. This is one of the best stories in video games because of how relatable it is. I mean, perhaps this is just me as a parent playing through this game with regrets of my own, but it has been a long time since I've been able to just get drawn to a character and their inner struggles. Kratos cares for Atreus but keeps him emotionally distant because he doesn't want the boy to repeat his own mistakes. What starts off as what should be a simple mission to spread ashes of a loved one becomes one of the greatest epics of the generation, and it couldn't have been set in a better place as Asgard. I love the freshness of the Norse mythology as opposed to the often overtaught and overexplained Greek mythos. I love this game, and it shows as long as the story is good, there will always be a place for great single-player narratives like this one. I also want to take this time, guys, to thank all of the developers of every game that came out this year for letting us have such an exciting time. Sometimes when we finish the game, the credits just crawl and they just roll across the screen, and it's easy to forget how much passion and love goes into this medium and into these projects. And I just want to say thanks again for another fantastic year of entertainment. Anyway, guys, that's my top 5. What is your top 5? Let me know down in the comments below. As always, don't forget to leave a like on the video. And if you're new around here, don't forget to subscribe. Remember, guys, that I love your face, and I will catch you guys on the flip side. But until then, I want you to have a good one.